Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cabela's, Cuddyback, America's Best Bowstrings, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, Hoyman Tree Saws, Lone Wolf Tree Stands, Nikon, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, RTP Outdoors, Spot Hog Releases, Wasp Archery, Viking Solutions, and Realtree.
Well, it's September 26th, and we both just got off work. We're going to head to the stand that we were observing from afar and saw that nice buck go right underneath. So we got a perfect west wind, and hopefully maybe it might happen tonight, so we'll see.
Well, we just got up into the tree and got a real nice buck. I'm not sure which buck it is, but he's walking the edge of the corn, coming right into us, so hopefully he just keeps following the corn. Got a trail right here to my left. That's about a 10-yard shot, so we'll see what happens. Well, it wasn't a good shot. We were trying to decide which tree or which side of the tree he was going to come on, because there's trails on both sides. And to be honest, my brother was going to take him if he went on the other side, because it wasn't a good shot for me. But he hit a scrape right below us, one that he's been hitting since August. And he cut right in front of me, and I just hurried up. There was no reason to, but I'm hoping maybe I caught liver, but it was pretty far back. but there's a fence line that cuts to our right, and he's yet to cross it, so we're just gonna keep our eyes that way, see if he crosses. I'm hoping he's gonna go back into the woods, but he ran out to the beans and then over to the fence line, so, you know, maybe I caught liver, but I think it's probably a gut shot, so best thing to do is let him be. And I don't know where we gotta walk out, that's where he's at, so we're gonna have to just keep our eyes peeled. I'll let you know what's going on, but we'll see what happens, so stay with us. Well, we still haven't seen him. We just had some does come in and went back into the corn. So the game plan is that we called my dad, and he's gonna walk down to us because we don't want to spook him the other way, because it's fence lines, but then it starts getting into other woods and stuff, and I don't know. It's just either he's gonna be laying there, or maybe he is taking his sweet time walking up that fence line, which goes for quite a while. But either way, we don't want to be the ones to jump him out that way. Hopefully we can force him back into the woods that we're hunting. So I guess we'll see what happens. I might get down in about 15 minutes and take a peek on the edge of the field and see if maybe I can see him or what's going on. So, but I guess we'll see.
It's the next day after I hit that buck last night. I hit him far back, so we wanted to play it safe. Let him go overnight. My dad ended up walking to us, didn't hear anything run. So we're gonna try to find my arrow and then pick up the blood and see if we can find him. Here's the arrow. Looks like the wasp did the job. I think it caught liver, so mosquitoes are bad. So we're gonna start blood trailing them and see if we can get on them.
Got some blood here.
I see a white belly sticking up right there. You see him?
Yeah.
Well, here he is. Looks like a good 9. I had pictures of him on the cutty back. I should have a picture of him right before I shot him. He came in from about 500 yards out. He was hitting a scrape, and he decided to go left. And my hit was a little far back, but I believe I caught liver, and it was a lot further back than I liked it. But it got the job done with the wasp broadheads. So we're gonna get him gutted quick and get him home. So my little brother's up next, and stay tuned for another episode of Midwest Whitetail.
Well, it is September 28th today, and we finally made it out to the stand. We're on our property here in central Wisconsin, and we're sitting on the west side of our property, just on the edge of our oak woods, overlooking our food plot that we planted this summer with Big and Beastie. We actually have a west wind tonight. It's kind of breezy, but it's a perfect wind for this stand. And we have a few bucks that we're going after this year. To start off, we're going after a buck. His name, we're calling him Grandpa. He's just like a typical 10-pointer, not very big, kind of small, but he's an older deer that we've had on our property for a while now. We actually had him last year, and he was an 8, and he turned into a 10 this year. But I don't think he's going to get much bigger than what he is. So Another buck we're after, not for sure on our hit list yet, we'll see how everything plays out, is Eugene Krabs, who we filmed in Velvet and got a bunch of pictures of this summer. The third buck that's on our hit list is a typical 10-pointer that we call Geronimo. We filmed him in Velvet this summer and got some trail camera pictures of him as well. And the number one buck on our hit list this year is the Big 8 from last year. 2 weeks ago when we pulled the cards, we finally got our first picture of him of the year. Just one in the middle of the night. So he's still alive, he's still around. This is the third year we've actually had him on our property. The first year we just had him during the summer in Velvet. Last year my dad saw him within 15 yards but had already shot a buck for the year, so he didn't shoot. Then in mid-November, me and Hunter had an encounter with him from the same stand we're in tonight. So we're really hoping that he kind of stays on the same pattern that he was on last year, going from the bedding to the cornfield on the neighbor's property and working kind of a loop right around. So we got high hopes for tonight, so stay tuned. Well, it's about 6 o'clock right now. We've got about an hour left of light, and the wind is finally dying down. Hopefully it stays calm, kind of like this the rest of the evening, and hopefully some deer start getting up. Haven't seen anything yet, but pretty confident there's going to be some deer showing up real soon. We're finishing out the night here. There's only a few minutes left. There's still a fawn out in the food plot. But the night picked up a little bit as it came to an end. We saw a doe and a few fawns. And then two smaller bucks came into the food plot and were out in the grass, walked into the bedding, and we're doing a little sparring. So overall, it was a pretty good night. Good first sit on the property for the year, and we'll be out here all weekend, and hopefully we can find some luck. Brandon's gonna be out here tomorrow morning morning, and he's gonna try to shoot a doe, so stay tuned. Yeah. Make it a good shot. Take your time.
It's about 7 o'clock. We didn't have time to do an open interview because it's just getting light out now. But me and Dylan are just standing here talking, and I look down at 10 yards, a doe and a fawn are coming into the food plot. They worked their way out probably to about 20 yards, and I put a good shot on her, I think. We'll have to look back at the footage. But if it was a good shot, we're going to try to get on the blood trail fairly soon because it's drizzling. We don't want to lose it. So we're going to give her about 15-20 minutes, go down, try to find the arrow, and go from there. Stay tuned. Found our arrow, and it's covered in blood, so I think we're just going to go ahead and see where the trail goes. I don't think she went far, and I mean, we took 2 steps, and there's already piles of blood, so we're going to get on it before the rain washes her away. Yeah, she's got blood everywhere. Well, here she is. She didn't go more than 100 yards from the stand. She gave us a nice 20-yard quarter-and-away shot, so the shot placement looks a little far back, but it actually cleared her in the front shoulder. We're going to get her registered up here, cleaned up, and get her to the butcher. One thing we are going to do with her is get her tested for CWD. CWD hasn't affected this county specifically, but it's affected a lot of the nearby counties. So we encourage anyone else in the state of Wisconsin to do the same. Thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail Great Lakes.